Johnny here for Johnny's Car Care and Reviews. So today we're going to be talking about just the off-roadeo event. But quickly before I get into that, I just want to try to help us all out. If your Bronco is being held up because of the hitch issue, I want to mention that I've looked into the Ford towing guide, and there will not be any issue if you add a Class 2 trailer hitch after the fact, once you've gotten your Bronco. So if you're being held up, now's the time to take that off your list. And if you haven't been given a serial number, you still can. So hope this has been helpful. Like and subscribe, and let's jump right into the video. Really excited about vacation time. You know, I put on my vacation shirt for this. I'm not sure if you can see this, but these are pink flamingos. I want a vacation for the Bronco Off-Roadeo event. Now, I did suspect that I could kind of sneak this into a vacation with the wifey, and you know, it's been confirmed on the the beautiful scenery that we just saw go by. So there'll be beautiful sights, and not just beautiful sights. You're going to be able to hike, bike, raft, river raft at certain locations. Heck, one of the locations is Nevada. We can call that a Vegas trip, baby. So for all you guys and gals out there that might have a partner that's not quite as fanatic, I'm turning into a bit of a Bronco boy, a big fanboy, but I'm crazy about the Bronco. The wifey's tired of hearing about it. But I can get away with doing this event if I turned it into a vacation. So, where are the locations for the Bronco off-road events where you're going to learn how to deal with, slanted hills. You're going to learn how to, use the stabilizer bar disconnect, which by the way is electric, but it's also hydraulic. So you're going to be able to, turn that off and on mid-obstacle. It will shut off on its own when you start going over 20 miles per hour, and then kick back in. The stabilizer bar will re-disconnect automatically when you push the button for it to be on when you go beneath 20 miles per hour. So amazing technology, but they're going to teach you either whether you go to Nevada, Moab Desert, if you want to be driving more high-speed driving, and in sand canyons, steep ledges, up steep ledges, down steep ledges, tilt, which I think all of the tracks should have. Now Northeast, because of the issue, I've covered this before, but the Vermont ski hill, the local population didn't want the people there. I guess they didn't want the extra tourists. Of course, they would have added revenue for the ski hill, help the ski hill survive, good for the town, restaurants, but I guess that's causing some trouble. Some people not really wanting tourists. But you've got your location, so I suggest you check that out. It's worth a consider because I think it's going to make great vacation time. Now, I want to answer all your questions to this. Of course, it's on the website if you don't mind reading through all of it. But basically, how does it work? First of all, they're going to show you how to drive. Second of all, they're probably going to try to sell you some off-road stuff. They're going to, obviously, and it's normal, you can't go to an off-road event without someone telling you if you do go off-road, you should really have, a winch in the front. If your Bronco doesn't have skid plates, put skid plates on, which, to answer a very common question, do you need to be able to drive your Bronco out there? No. They're not even gonna let you onto the trail with your Bronco. You can drive to the event, but they have their own Broncos there. And it doesn't get much better. It doesn't get much better than that because, you don't have to worry about banging up your own Bronco, especially for people that want to do the Northeast, wherever it may be. Vermont, please open your doors. You've got great environment. But when you're up in the woods, you've got to worry about sliding out and hitting a tree. You have to worry more about branches. Of course, they're gonna be to compare it to groomed trails. But I don't know if that's the proper term. We could say more chainsawed trails. They're gonna get rid of all the branches that are gonna scratch the paint out of your vehicle, and not your vehicle. Once again, it's great. It's their vehicle. And can you bring someone with you? And this was the main thing I was worried about. Yeah, you can bring up to 2 guests and they'll just have to pay, you know, guest fees. And if you have a Bronco on order, it doesn't have to have been delivered. You don't have to have paid for it or start paying for it. If you have a Bronco, like the big Bronco, or for the Bronco Sport, a Badlands version, on order, on the way, you're just gonna have to pay a registration fee. Also, there's talk that Ford, for people who have been waiting for their Bronco anyways, are gonna have all sorts of points. Points equals money to spend at parts, service, or, you know, this is pretty cool, your Bronco Off-Road event. So, you know, people will get up to maybe even $1,000 for the long haulers who've been waiting for a long time, who get pushed aside. So I'm almost hoping at this point that I get pushed a little further instead of getting it a few months earlier. I'd love that $1,000 because I will spend it on this. Mind you, what you will need to spend money on is your travel there, and you also need to spend your money on, you know, food and, you know, if you don't tent, hotel, motel, whatever works for you. So whether you're like me and the missus is gonna make sure that you go with a hotel, not even a motel, or you're a lucky Bronco bro out there and you will get to throw that tent on the roof and get to camp at these off-roadeo events. Either way, you're gonna have a lot of fun. And if you do check out the hotels that Ford are gonna recommend are gonna be pretty awesome. We can see that with the Texas venue thus far. It looks like a very nice place to stay. And you can always, I'm sure, use your points in some way to help with that. And if not, spend it on the tent and camp outside. But if you wanna check out some really nice scenery and give you a good idea of what type of event you would like, you can check out Light Bright, their channel. They pretty much off-road everywhere, and they're going to be getting a Bronco. Or there's also, there's Mediocre Off-Roader. He's got some awesome scenic drone footage, so really great footage there. Well, I hope this has been useful and helpful. This pretty much sums up everything I had to say about the off-roadeo events. And please help me out by liking and subscribing. And see you again soon with some news on the Ford Maverick and a Mustang review. I'll sign out by wishing you all more cars and more power.